Attention, please. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Hey, come on. Let's go, Captain Lilineth. Try again. Hey, everybody, is there a window open? I feel a draft. Wanted a kiss and call your mother. That was a good one.
Hey, prehistoric forest.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Andy. I shouldn't have called an apple fritter a donut.
Really? What changed your mind?
Well, might have been that 2x4 you hit me with out there. Hurts here, a little bit here, but mostly here.
Yeah, well, Miss, are apple fritters donuts?
Absolutely.
I knew it. Yeah, well, anyways, I'll have a waffle.
What the booyah? Hello, everybody. It is the Dennis and Andy Show, minus the Dennis, but all the Andy. What is up, everybody? It's 3:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It's going to be a fun time today. We've got a great guest, and we might have another surprise guest joining the show a little bit later as well. I talked to him about 10 minutes ago, and he said he was going to take a nap. And I'm like, you taking a nap? You know, it starts at 3:30. And he goes, it's a power nap. I'm like, whatever, dude. You're kind of old. I don't know if you lay down for a nap, if you're going to get up and make it to the show. So we'll see if he does. If not, that's fine, because the guest we have today is going to be awesome. And there's that. My Wi-Fi signal shows it's a little light, which is weird because my computer, as always, is directly plugged in. So why it even shows a Wi-Fi, I have no idea. So if I'm a little pixelated, you're welcome, because I'm not the most attractive there is. So besides that, thank you to everybody that showed up for the Lilineth closeout last night on Ethan's channel. Really appreciate it. Big hat tip to Ethan and stuff. That was cool. And there you go. Without further ado, let's bring on. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Let's see if he actually did take a power nap. You haven't seen him in a while. And no, it's not Dennis. Even though they sometimes are mistaken for brothers. It's Billy Tucci. Did you actually take a nap?
No.
I didn't think so. You're kind of old. If you laid down for 10 minutes, you'd never get up. You'd still be sleeping.
I've taken 20 minutes power naps.
Oh, I hear you.
Struggling with a cover that for my New York Comic-Con Gate Crasher special. I've done it like 3-4 times.
Uh-oh.
And I keep going back to this first one, and I'm just frustrated. I know it's good, and but I'm just, you know what I mean?
I hear you. Sometimes you just got to walk away from it, Billy. Let it sit there for a while and, come back to it.
I got to get this sucker done, bro.
I hear you. Well, you got a good hour to kill right now. So let's bring on Mr. Malin. Hello.
Hey. How's it going, guys?
What's up,
How's it going, John?
It's going well. How about you?
I'm doing good. So is this early for you? Like, are we interrupting sleep or anything right now?
Not today. You're not interrupting sleep. No, I'm been doing some drawing, but my schedule just keeps kind of going around. So
yeah. Well, there you go. Well,
what's a typical day, John, in your life? By the way, of the Billy and Andy show.
Yeah.
I stare into the abyss until the abyss stares back. Then I eventually, move. That's my.
Then I eventually move. A friend of mine that I've known forever, he is to this day, and he's like my age, he's a year older than me, so 57. Back when we were sharing a studio together, so he's in his late 20s, early 30s. To get out of bed, he would literally roll onto the floor from his bed. He has such a hard time getting up. He would just roll right onto the floor. And then he'd lay on the floor for 15 to 20 minutes. And then finally roll over and do a slow push-up to finally get up and get going.
Jeez.
He didn't want to get out of bed. He just rather stay in bed. Is that what it was?
He just, he was a night guy. He would work at night, but there are times he had to get up.
What does that have to do with it? This guy's
there were times he would have to get up during the day. There were times he'd have to get up normal hours, and that's the only way he could make himself do it, I guess. I don't know. You night guys just, I don't understand it.
I get out of bed just fine. Like,
no, I hear you. But you wake up. I imagine you pop straight up.
I stare in the abyss, but I'm getting out of bed just fine. I'm staring into the abyss in the shower. I'm staring into the abyss on the toilet. I'm staring into the abyss walking down my steps. I see the light of the fridge, and finally I'm awake.
Faye's like, John, what are you staring at? And you're like, woman, it's the abyss. You know this every day.
Yes, get out of my way, woman.
Yeah.
Really, woman? What the hell?
Make me a sandwich. That's all I need. Get going. Sandwich. Yeah.
John, how's the weather up there?
Good. Really good, actually. I think for the next couple of days, it's going to be nice out here in Michigan.
Oh, there you go. Is it too much of a personal question? Because we know you're married, Faye, and everything. Have you ever said how long you've been married for?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 25 years.
God bless.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. So the question we all want to know is, was she thrilled when she was walking down the aisle and saw you wearing a beanie? How did she take that?
Yeah, she took it just fine.
And was it just all black?
She was wearing a beanie too.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. She had a white one. You had a black one.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Yeah.
Nice. That's why I like.
Bad guys wear black.
That's right.
I hear you. Billy's got a black shirt on right now.
I do.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating. It's a sweatshirt. I'm sweating.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's black. Well, Billy, you're from what I can tell, you're at home. You could change if you're sweating.
I could, but then I got to walk away. And if I walk away, I'm not going to come back.
Yeah, I hear you might take a nap.
I might end up taking a nap. Do you take naps, John?
Yeah, once in a while, not regularly, but my sleep is usually like 4 or 5 hours. So, yeah, I mean, a nap is kind of like sleep part 2. So, yeah.
You only sleep 4 or 5 hours a day?
Not all the time, but from time to time, yeah. Yeah, I'll get like 4 hours of sleep and go, get up, do stuff. I don't know, several hours go by, and then I'm like, another 4. So, whatever it takes. It's rare that I get like a solid 8 hours of sleep.
Even on weekends and stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, weekends don't mean anything to me because I
that's true.
Full time, yeah. So
yeah, because you don't have kids, so yeah, weekends don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you have a kid, weekends kind of become a thing. So
oh God, yeah.
Billy knows.
Yep.
All right. Well, John and I are both fans of Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld's art and stuff. And John, what was your first? If you remember, what was your first exposure to Rob's work? Do you remember what it was? What book it was?
Oh boy. I mean, the earliest, and it's only probably because it's so popular, but the first New Mutants first appearance of Deadpool, so like I remember having that cover back in the day, and Cecil bought me a new one, and it's all slabbed up and whatnot, but probably right around there, right before the launch of X-Force.
Yeah, for me, I think it was actually X-Force for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. X-Force was, let's see, hold on. I'll just do this because I do have it pulled up. I'm trying to, hopefully this has the indicia. Oh, it does. Oh, this is a stupid 2011 reprint. I was trying to find what year. Obviously I know Image was 92.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing X-Force was 91 because he was only on it for
probably right around late 90.
Yeah, late 90.
Mm-hmm.
late 90. Okay, so it was probably when I was a senior at art school, so I wasn't in the business yet, but this is the one that I remember. And the thing was, I remember getting it and then people ragging on like him swiping Perez and stuff.
What?
And I was like, what are you guys talking about? I didn't even know what you're talking, because I like George's stuff when I was growing up, and I had some Teen Titans stuff, and now I know what they're talking about with like this first page, and then obviously, and I don't even consider this 2-page spread as white myself.
What did he
What's
swipe?
that?
I know everybody does it, but like, what did he swipe particularly from George?
If I remember correctly, some of this first page, some of the John, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it some of the camera shots and stuff on this first page?
I'm not sure on this page. I know the 2, 3
Is it just the spread?
Yeah.
So there was an issue of Teen Titans that Perez did, and obviously in the earlier 80s, and there's a big 2-page spread of the Titans kind of bursting into a scene like this.
Mm-hmm.
And once I heard about it, I looked at them both and I'm like, yeah, it has similarities. When I think of a swipe, I think of like literally exact poses for all the characters and stuff. To me, this is more of just like camera angle. And then,
it's definitely pulled from it, but Rob doesn't really give a shit. Other people give a shit. Rob doesn't really give a shit. I believe he went and did a book for DC. And I think the whole thing was like a panel by panel swipe of, I think it might have been Perez, so.
Yeah, it was, John, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the Teen Titans. It was either that or no, Deathstroke, because it was this training sequence of Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, John, I'm with you. I'm not ragging on him for it. I personally don't care. I think stuff like this is pretty cool. Because, and I've heard Rob explain it too. It's like, look, you're influenced by something heavily. You like it. You want to pay homage to it. I think it's kind of neat myself.
Yeah. I think Rob is a little bit like a big kid in that. Like you see a shot like that, little kids are going to be like, oh, I want to redraw that. And Rob just redraws it right to a thing. He sees something that's really cool. And then he's like, hey, I want to kind of take this, make it mine, whatever. You can debate. Whatever. I would say it's a swipe, but I don't say that as like any kind of shot towards Rob.
Yeah. And he was a kid when he did it.
Yeah.
18, 19, right? Yeah. 20,
Yeah. He was still, learning his own craft. He had that whole he had went on that, was it Hawk and Dove?
Yeah, that was his first.
And he's taking a lot of shots on that, and people were like, "Oh, the inker's covering up for you, whatever." And then he goes off into did he go to I think he went right to New Mutants from there.
Yeah, well, I think he did. Did he go right to New Mutants, or did he do like the one? He did a What If that Scott Williams.
Oh yeah. He might have dabbled in like Marvel Comics Presents What If stuff. Yeah. But he's the big thing. Literally at the learning point. I don't know what he is, 19, 20 years old at this time. And I think from his point of view, he's just having a shit ton of fun, and he never stopped having fun, clearly.
No, dude, I agree with you. And do you listen, or John, do you listen to his podcast?
I've never listened to his podcast, the Rob Observation stuff.
Yeah.
I'm told I've been mentioned in there, a handful of times, and that's great. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like that's something I'm going to probably deep dive into, like when I retire. Just like,
oh man,
let's hear what Rob had to say about the industry. Yeah.
It's really
you're gonna have a lot to dive into, because he's been doing it for 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on this week, because he's he finally went to video on YouTube a few months ago, and he drops it now. Before he was kind of sporadic, but now he's like, okay, twice a week, It's either Monday and Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday, whatever. Nothing yet this week, so I'm not sure what's going on. But I listen to it because when he tells stories or if he goes through interviews and stuff, the dude just has a wealth of knowledge. But going back to when he started, so I broke in 91. So if this was late 90s, I got in 6 months later, and I'm looking at this. And I don't know how it was for, both you guys, but when I was looking at people in the industry, it didn't matter. Like, I didn't know that this was like Rob's maybe second or third year in the business. Right. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this stuff's really cool. It's got a lot of energy to it. Cool action. This dude must be like mid 30s or something. Cause I'm 21 at the time. And then, I find out a few years later, he's 2 years older than me. And I'm like, what?
Well, you see him on the commercial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's doing the TV commercials. Yeah. He's on the Dennis Miller show. I believe he did it, even though I never saw it, but I believe he did an episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, which back then was pretty huge. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say I believe you're right, because I believe he mentioned that probably a few years back on his podcast. But
the button fly commercial that was huge. See, when I was a kid, younger than you guys, even, the Button Your Fly commercial was on, and it's Rob and Spike Lee, and he's drawing X-Force, I think it was, and then makes Spike Man turn Spike Lee into a character. Levi's 501 Jeans had a Button Your Fly campaign, I believe it was, and they would go around to people with like kind of unique jobs. Like the one commercial that went on all the time that I remember was like daytime, and it's like Seattle or something, like, we throw fish, and like all these guys that throw fish at the market, and they catch it in the wrapping paper, and it's all dramatic, but that's what they do in their 501. And then Rob, I would only ever really catch Rob's on like MTV at like 11 midnight, and then boom, there's Rob Liefeld and cool comic book art flashing on the screen. It was great.
I think he did, once again, dude. If you go back and listen to his podcast, that was one he talked about. And if I remember right, he basically heard that there was either, because there was no email back then, so I think there was either a number you called or something to kind of basically say, hey, I've got, because they wanted people with different, unique type of jobs. So I want to say he found out about it that way and maybe just called and
you might have,
maybe left a recording or some shit, and they got back to him,
Yeah. And then also locations important, he's living right there in the middle of it all. Of his wife is an actress, his sister-in-law is actress. I believe their parents are like casting agents, you know what I mean? So he's in the right place, right time, 100% for all these little celebrity television show things to start happening. And again, this is like before the internet, so to see a comic book guy on TV was like a huge fucking thing. It was for me, at least. I'm a kid. I'm excited. I'm like, man, comics are cool. Look, they're everywhere, man.
No, dude, even in the industry at that time, seeing it, we were all like, holy crap. And then at that same time, Dennis Cowan had the Doers ad, and not, I say men's magazines. I mean, hell, it could have been in like Playboy, but you know what I mean? Like wherever they advertised Doers and stuff in the magazines, Dennis Cowan had this ad. And the funny thing about that is, and I just read this, Dennis just had this big compilation art book come out through Kickstarter, I think it was. And at the time he got that ad, of course he's going to take it because, he's getting paid and stuff. He doesn't drink. And they're like, that's okay, right. So here's this. It's just a photo ad. If you want to drink some, go ahead. And he's like, I don't drink. So
now, did he reach out to them? Do you know the story, or did they find him because they liked like Static Shock or some of his, his?
I think that was around the time of Milestone, and it was just all the big promotion that was blowing up around that. And they reached out to him, if I remember correctly from reading in the book. Yeah. But going back to like, Rob's early stuff that you brought up, like the Hawk and Dove, So he was working on that, and he was saying how, you know, Cosmic Odyssey was coming out at the time, and that was Mike Mignola. And we all know, you know, Mike's style, real high contrast, black and white and stuff. And he got Mike Carlin was the editor and sent him like this full set of pencil copies from, you know, Mike's work on that book. And if you look at Hawk and Dove, it was really more that than more the line work and stuff that he has going on in this stuff. So anyhow, fast forward, he meets Todd McFarlane, and he said that Todd was looking at his Hawk and Dove stuff, and you know, I can't do it. I'm not even going to try, but Rob does a really good Todd McFarlane impression. But he basically said that Todd looked at it and said, "What are you doing? Get rid of all this black. You got to put more line work into your stuff. Get some more lines in there."
Yeah. It worked.
So,
it worked.
Yeah. No, like I said, I mean, you know, the thing is, like, I remember, you know, when this was coming out, and other professionals and peers of mine would be like, "Oh my God, you know, he doesn't draw that well," and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but to me, it's like, I like all sorts of different styles, you know, from ultra realistic stuff. I love John Buscema, Neil Adams, Steve Rude. I like Rob stuff, Todd stuff, you know, Jim Lee. I just, whole gambit of stuff, Alex Toth, list goes on. But Rob stuff to me just, and that whole era of comics, because I love the 90s stuff. And with all those guys, you know, the main Image guys, you just look at their books and like, you look at this, and to me, it just screams fun.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah, Todd, Rob, and Jim, you know, are my top three guys. I actually put Rob and Jim tied at number 2. Todd's always been my number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, yeah, big fan of what they were doing. You know, like a cartooning. I think there's something to be said about Rob and Todd specifically, in that I think what they were really capturing was what is still being captured in like manga today. And I think that's why a lot of kids are into manga, because they give you like these big juicy. Now, if you look at a manga, a manga is a smaller book.
Right.
So they only get like 3-4 panels on a page. And, you know, and the same thing, you're going to get a big one, small, whatever it is. It's going to minimize the text. And I think they were really kind of working in that. You know, they're doing speed lines, like a lot of speed lines.
Oh yeah.
Rob would have these guys, even Shatterstar right there is almost an example of it. It's almost like it's like the horse in between the gallop. It's like it's almost at zero gravity, that point of zero right before you start coming back down. I think of Rob's work is a lot of like wire work. If you watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of type things, a lot of the times these guys are just being lifted up into the air. And it's fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun to see that happening. And, you know, the more we've gone towards realism, the more all that stuff gets chopped out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, talking about what you said about like that one pose, that's the whole thing. When as the artist, when you're picking the shot that you're going to draw, and Will Eisner went over this in his sequential art book, basically, and he shows 3 different examples. You know, you're the artist, you have to pick the appropriate shot, and it's up to you to pick basically, you know, the most, you know, sometimes it is dynamic. I mean, sometimes it's not, but to pick the coolest looking, dynamic, appropriate shot for it. And, you know, you brought up a good example of like the horse. You know, if you're going to draw a horse, and like you said, it's galloping. Yeah, there's a point where if you took a video of the horse galloping, then showed it frame by frame, there is a point where his feet are touching the ground. Not all 4 of them, but a couple of them, right? But you don't want to draw that one, because as soon as the feet are touching the ground, you kind of lose the motion and the action, you know?
Yeah.
And going
but also
back
this is like the point that like Mongolians would fire their arrows. You know, it's like when you hit that 0G, that's the sweet spot.
Right.
You see somebody floating and they're not touching. There's something in that, I think, at least.
No, I agree.
That's always been things where I look at. I'm like, that's cool. Even a lot of the hits you'll see in these older books. That and Shane loves these, and it's the heel. You're getting hit so hard, your heels are over your head, and
oh yeah,
you might as well have been hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, one of the great Silver Age guys that was great at that was Gil Kane. Gil, we're going back to the Green Lantern in the 60s, and he would draw somebody getting punched, and they're just flying at you head over heels. Just a regular dude. Like Hal Jordan's not super strong. Yeah. He just has
heels overhead.
Yeah, heels overhead. And Hal's punching somebody, and the guy's flying back like that, and that's what freaking comics is. A lot of the new stuff has totally lost that for sure.
So, John, John, is there a lot of?
Here's a great example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is there?
Well, and the thing I love. So, hold on, Billy. Before you ask, hold on. Keep your questions because I want to hear it. But here's the thing I like about this. I would, when this came out, I would talk to friends of mine, and they would get too trapped into the real part. And what I mean by that is they'd be going, yeah, but look at Thunderbird. His fist is punching down. So if you punch somebody and it's going down, they would go down, right? So if I came up to you, Billy, and was like, punch in the head and punch down like that, you'd go down, not backing out like this. But it's like, yeah, who cares? It's comics.
Yeah.
You're trying to make it exciting. And at this time, at least, I don't know about these days, but at this time, it was about, kids, young teens, stuff like that, looking at this stuff going, holy crap. This is like the sweetest sugary candy that I don't have to eat. And I get the same feeling,
Yeah, that's the thing too, is I think that Rob and Todd specifically, again, they're manga, they're kind of almost cartoonish, over the top, that attracts kids. And the thing is like, you would get people like Art Adams, you'd have to find that next generation guy, probably a young guy, and in Rob's case, definitely the young guy, this new blood that comes through that keeps that little raw, crude edge to what they're doing. Because as you get older, like even Rob, as he got older, Cable went from being like 9 feet tall to regular proportions. He had that huge receding hairline, and then in the early 2000s, he's got, he might as well be a 30-year-old with white hair. All drawn by Rob. So the thing is like as time goes on and people become more and more sophisticated, that younger generation probably loses a certain degree of their interest in something like comic books, because everyone else is starting to go more and more real, and taking away all those little imperfections that kids look at and just love. Like that right there. I grabbed an ink pen on that page before I understood anything about the value of comics, and I just traced that. I traced Strife with a pen to the comic. It's so fun to look at that.
Dude,
all these crazy exaggerations. And you're not going to get that again from Rob. And the industry has been really crippling itself because, I've said this before. I think they kept out the next generation of Rob Liefelds and Todd McFarlane's, and they just kept bringing in the next Jim Lee, the next Jim Lee, the next Jim Lee. Or Brian Hitch. It's great. I love what they did with Ultimates, but also same thing. Okay, we got to find the next Brian Hitch, the next Jim Lee, meld it all together, mature it all up, and it's good for old people. But I think that this is what the kids are wanting to see. This might as well be a manga right here.
I agree. I look at this.
When you look at Rob and he draws the big fins, or when he gives Cable the huge shoulder pads, like these are things that, like, once you start racking your brain around, you're like, how does he do this? How does that work? How does this physically work? Manga never worries about that. They'll let the animators worry about that and somebody else. But when they're doing the books, that's somebody else's problem to figure out. They just draw what looks fucking cool on the page, and that looks fucking cool.
No, I agree. I thought this, like, once again, when this came out, I had to flip the book because it's a 2-page spread. And I was like, oh my God, this is so freaking cool. And you can see the, the Art Adams influence and stuff, but it's still, kind of unique unto itself. The thing I love is going back to like the costume stuff you're talking about. And Billy knows this because we've talked about this before. It drives Aaron crazy. And this just goes with manga too, because Aaron will look at this, and besides the whole drawing's not his cup of tea, just the design, he'll be like, come on, he's got those big spikes on his shoulders. How's he supposed to lift his arm?
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
Exactly.
But it's funny because like,
this is, look, I love Aaron, but that's why Rob's the number one guy, because Rob gets it. Rob knows you got to break. You want to get all the attention, you got to break all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely got to bend it. Rob's broken it many times, so you got to bend the shit out of this stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what the kids love. The older, more mature artist isn't going to be digging up on this as much as some, little 13, 14-year-old. And even then, like you probably would want to do this, but it probably want, like Rob, like if you see his faces, like look at that face on Feral, where she's like Rob draws like that face so fucking good. The shape of the mouth, he does it over and over again. Even when the guy was getting rocked on the previous page, it's that one face where Rob can draw that thing so good, so tight. But then as you go out to the arms and the legs, you see things where you're like, I don't know about that little cross hatching stuff, but if the next generation Rob Liefeld, which we lost, would have done that tight ass Rob face, but then would have kept all that perfection out to the fucking fingertips and the toes, and comics would be rocking and rolling with somebody like that. But we didn't get that person.
Well, one thing. Oh, Billy, what was your question you were going to ask?
I was just curious seeing how much that John's such a big fan of Rob's and Todd, and just wondering how much of an influence was Todd with his, just Todd who he is, and with Rob who they are. How much did they influence Black Riding Hood and their experiences in the story?
I don't know if they necessarily. I see Black Riding Hood as a little bit more of a McFarlane thing. It's night, it's spooky. There's a moon. That's the only way that I could really kind of draw that comparison. But my style,
Spawn was Al Simmons, who was also an African American.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess they're all black. I thought Todd was drawing a black guy, so I could draw a black guy thanks to Todd.
There you go.
Yeah, no, there wasn't really much of a real. I mean, the whole idea on Black Riding Hood wasn't something that I sat down and like really put a whole lot of thought into. I really came up with the idea on spur of the moment. Because Ethan on an old live stream back on Google Hangout days had mentioned that he just said he was going to do a book where he's going to turn all turn the fairy tales on their head and masculinize them. And as I recall, he just kind of went around the panel and, what are you going to do? I'm like, Black Riding Hood. They killed his grandfather. Because it's simplest idea. You take Red Riding Hood.
Sure.
Now it's a dude. Make him black, and they, instead of the grandmother, they killed his grandfather. I mean, that was about as much thought as I put into the concept, and I didn't even think he was serious at the time. That was just like a joke. It was a spiel, and then a year or two later, then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually going to do that." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I did my 10-page short for the supplemental Cool Story Bro, the add-on, whatever it was called. And I mean, that's where that was really about it. And then just time went on, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put Black Riding Hood into Graveyard Shift. So I inserted him in there. So he's on the spaceship and he's going off having adventures, and even in somewhat early as the last issue we did, volume 5, I planted little seeds in there for Black Riding Hood that are actually right into this book. So it's only now kind of being like, okay, well, where am I going with it? What's my approach on it? Because also my idea was I would write it if I revisited it, but I'd get somebody else to draw it. But now I'm so frustrated with other artists. I've made a pledge to myself, at least in the short term or the next couple of years, where I'm just going to draw it. I'm like, I'm going to do Black Riding Hood. I'm going to do Graveyard Shift Volume 6, Godlike 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm just going to draw this stuff. I don't, whatever. I don't want to have to deal with people is how I feel right now, so I've minimized that. I have minimal contact with other creators right now.
Billy, what I'm hearing, one thing is, John said that, back, because that had to be 4 or 5 years ago. You were like, Riding Hood. I'll make it, Black Riding Hood instead of a white chick. It's a little black boy. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking a Netflix executive was watching, and this whole trend with Netflix swapping stuff came from you, John.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I don't know about Netflix, but the race swapping stuff I'm pretty sure was full effect. So, but yeah. And that was the thing too. Like, even so far into like the new book with Black Riding is like, I wanted to avoid doing the things that we sat there and criticized people. It's like, oh yeah, the biggest threat to black people is the KKK. Right. Like, oh, you mean that thing from 100 years ago?
Right.
50 years ago, 75 years ago. That thing, that's the biggest threat today to black people is the KKK.
Right.
So,
right.
And now here I am doing a KKK story. But so how do I do that and not just be a piece of shit is, okay, well, I change it around and I make the KKK the good guy. So I just flip it on its head. And I'm going to tell a story where, they're one of the protagonists in this story. They are a group of vampire hunters. And this is why they burn crosses on people's lawns. It's not to intimidate the people in the house. It's to protect the people in the house from the vampires that are trying to get to them. That's why they wear the long hoods to cover their necks. This is why they have crucifixes on them, especially in this. I put it right on their face because I saw when I was researching KKK, I saw this crucifix on the mask. And I said, oh, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to do that on all of them. And so they're still pieces of shit. They're still assholes and they're racist. But every bad thing that you think that they can't wait to do to black people, they do to vampires.
Right.
So they in this book, they absolutely hate vampires to death. They're going to kill every last one. No exceptions. That's going to be in their code. So Black Riding Hood is actually going to be teamed up with them because he's not a vampire hunter. He's not trained to hunt vampires. He's actually trained to kill werewolves by his father, who is a werewolf killer. But
that's
same
what I
thing.
thought. Yeah. Same
thing. They are not vampire killers. There's a difference. There's different strategies and how you do this stuff. He's actually getting paired up with this division out of the secret division out of the KKK. And again, in this world, it's better that you think that they are a hate group and that they are doing all these terrible things to black people. Even today, it's better that you think that than to know the truth, which is that they are always out there protecting us from evil supernatural forces. This concept is so out there. Mike Barron refused to write it.
That's true.
Imagine that, Mike Barron when he wrote it.
Tarantino would freaking love this though, and
I pitched him. No, I didn't pitch Tarantino. I pitched Mike Barron. I said, Mike, write this. And he's like, no, thanks. So he's going to do something safer than what I'm doing. So I'm like, all right, well, I can apply this whole thing into the Black Riding Hood mythos. So,
well, since we're talking about it, I might as well share the campaign. I was going to do it later, but we'll do it now. So, guys, this is John's new campaign, Black Riding Hood 2, $78,840. He basically just told you what it was about, so I don't even have to ask him. So, go check it out. I can tell you out of the gate, because I already got this first one, which I thought was cool. I got this cover. Now, nice. I do like the 24-hour one, but there's just something about the design of this one. I just was like,
that's an excellent.
Yeah, I love this one. So nice. I went for this one myself. I thought.
I like it too. Kyle Ritter did a great job coloring that up. Appreciate him. Yeah, a lot of fun to do that. So like my vampires are gonna have the long fingers, like
Oh yeah.
that old subspecies movie. The vampires are super white, and that's the thing. This book is actually called Black Riding Hood 2: Black Knight, White Devils, and you could spread the White Devils tag out to almost anybody in here. The vampires, even though most of them are black, and will be fighting the KKK. It's so crazy. When they are in their monstrous forms, they actually become albinos. So that's part of the White Devils is that Darius is kind of stuck in the middle. He doesn't want to be working with the KKK, but these motherfuckers know how to kill vampires. So anyways, so Black Knight, White Devils is the tag here. They're ghostly white, even though they're black people. And this is Shane Davis's cover right here, again colored by Kyle Ritter.
Oh, I was going to ask who did this.
It was pointed out to me, the splatter that Kyle added. That might have been like shots fired there. Because I'm anti-splatter.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are.
Yeah. And he did it on my cover. I was like, oh, USOB. No, I didn't say that, but
no. But see, to me, this is different though, because it's blood splatter. To me, with you saying anti-splatters when it's done black and it still prints that way.
Yeah, but I mean, like even here, it's like all these little dots. I'm letting it go. It's Kyle's thing. I'm letting it go. But like all these little dots, like I'd like to see more like them being, like in a pool of saturation into the sheet instead of all these crisp little kind of dots sitting there. So if you actually look at the guy who's shot in the head, like I would have loved to see more of that, where it's like, it's all been absorbed into the cloth, and instead of just these little splatter effects. Sure. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
You're doing a photo cover for the first time.
Yeah. So at some point, I'm hoping we'll have a Ethan Van Sciver cover to show everybody before the campaign ends, after its full 60 days. So I don't know when we're going to get that. It might not. I guess it could not even be during the campaign, but I'm sure it's going to look cool.
But we'll see. And then there's your 24-hour. So
and that's
even though that's gone, you're still leaving it up here just so people see. It's part of the box.
Because it's still available in the box. So if you guys miss the 24-hour, you can go get that big, beautiful box tier. It's all the way at the top. It just says the box, and there's one at the bottom, which is a signature version of the box. And you want to get that. If you can get that, because it's got Black Riding Hood 1. It's got Black Riding Hood 2 with my cover, Shane's cover, Ethan's cover. It's going to get, I believe, 2 more covers that will be available as 24-hour covers for our 30 and our 60-day closeout.
Oh, cool.
But then there will be another cover in there, which is only available in the box. So
now, are these new covers you're talking about? Are these by you or somebody else you're not saying?
A mix.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
cool.
But it's all going to be cool stuff. And just get the box, because if you get the box, you get all the 24-hour covers in there. You don't have to worry about if you're going to miss one or be gone that weekend or what our weekday, whenever we're closing these things out. Save up. It may take you a couple weeks, few weeks, whatever. That's fine. We got 60 days. Get that box. I think you're going to be happy with that. And the box is going to look cool. It's going to have, we're going to print artwork on the box, and then we're going to put that box in another box and ship it out and whatever. It's going to be a pretty little package for you guys.
And your
Billy,
campaign is not
Billy, he just said pretty little package. And I remember when all of us were hanging out, Debbie told my wife that you have a pretty little package.
Yeah, I do. Shit works, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have 2 kids, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are my kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't look like you. So
Freaking 2-timing me, man.
And they're a little taller than you, I think.
Yeah, she grew up, well, that's what happens when you grow up in the hood.
This is what I'm looking forward to.
This is stupid, but whatever.
This is what, 150, I think it's at? Yeah.
150K. Who is it? Thomas Payne from the chat suggested this because a week ago we were on a Die Hard discussion about whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I'm adamant that it is not a Christmas movie.
I'm with
everybody
you.
else is like, but they say ho 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 in it. I'm like, yeah, but the Terrifier is dressed as Santa Claus. Is that a Christmas movie?
Hey,
Oh, yeah, I guess
Lethal
it
Weapon a Christmas movie?
No,
Right?
none of these are Christmas
Right.
movies.
Dude, I'm with you.
Maybe Home Alone is. Home Alone might qualify as a Christmas movie. Yeah, I mean, guys, guns are almost an automatic out. A Christmas movie
Dennis
has to be about bringing the audience closer to Santa Claus, the holiday, family, Christ, not submachine guns, people being hacked to pieces with an axe. The point of a Christmas movie is the Christmas part.
I agree with you.
Home Alone is at least it's about trying to get back to the family, and so there is holiday. I have to revisit it before I declare it a Christmas movie, but I think there's an argument to be made without me having rewatched it that it might.
No, I hear you. Brohawk wants to know, John, do you have a character named Bloodsucker Mother Effa?
Yeah, so this thing is going to be like the best blaxploitation. So we're going to get just a lot of fucked up language in here. I think it's funny. I think a lot of people had a lot of laughs with the language in the first one. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be offensive. It's dangerous. Don't buy this book. Buy something safe and boring. Don't buy this book, guys. This is just going to make you, excited. You're not going to be able to roll out of bed. You're going to jump out of bed. You don't want that in your life.
And you don't want to be triggered. It might trigger you. It might trigger you.
Well,
put a little,
almost definitely trigger some people. I mean, I got people that were mad at me for the first one. That was only 10 pages because I'm a white guy and I'm writing about a black character and gangbangers that are using N-words. Like, oh, I can't do that. Like, apparently these are in the new rules. So, but I don't listen to them at all, and that just encourages me to go further with it. So so now that we got the KKK members in here, we're gonna have hard R's coming out of their mouths. It's gonna be very, very colorful, offensive dialogue coming out of everybody. I mean, the vampires are gonna be calling people crackers. You can say that.
Oh my God. I can't believe you just said that on my channel. I'm going to get struck now.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
No, you won't.
$5.
But you will if I say the other thing.
I know.
So.
$5 from Comics Exposed. Thank you very much. Andy, you run a professional, high quality show. You're a saint, an innovator, and the best of men. What the hell is Jon Malin doing here?
Wow.
He's hanging out, having a good time. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that $5.
Bringing cool and youth.
So I agree. Hey, now I know I'm older than you, but
I'm sitting here with gray in my beard. You know what I mean? Come on, guys.
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
Now, John, I am with you though. Dennis has a tradition in his house. Him and his wife on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, they kick off the Christmas season every year watching Die Hard. He will die on this mount saying it is a Christmas movie, and I'm like, it is not a Christmas movie. Just because it takes place during the holiday does not mean it's a Christmas movie.
Right. You can enjoy it during Christmas 100%. No one's saying not to, but it's not a Christmas movie. Neither is Terrifier 2. It's not a Christmas movie. And the entire thing revolves around Christmas. The murderer is dressed as Santa Claus as he's killing children. Right. And I say, no, it's not.
Now Brohawk wants to know, do you have a female vampire character named Shaniqua Sheba or Shay Levant?
No, the main character, black woman in here, is Juliet Jackson, and she's a nod to Pam Grier. I mean, the whole family is really a nod. Darius, the kid, is Darius Grier. His father is Paul Grier.
That chick on the 24-hour cover, is that her? That's
Juliet Jackson. So she's a stripper by night and paranormal investigator by midnight. Because paranormal investigation does not pay the bills, but stripping does. So she's wearing a wig right there. People are like, why you give her the fucking SJW hair? Because it's a wig for stripping.
She's a stripper.
She takes it off, and she actually has white hair,
Right.
straight hair too. So she's got some white in her.
All right, John, I have an idea for another stretch goal for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So make it, let's say it's 200,000. You get to 200,000, get a really cartoony artist to draw, because how old's your main character? He's a teenager, right?
About 12. About
12. Okay, so
Mhm.
he's almost a teen. I think you could do an 8 to 12 page prequel. You want to get a good cartoony artist because here's the style I think he needs to be drawn in. Right.
Oh
there.
my God.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
What?
hello.
You don't think that's a good idea? A little prequel comic?
Thank you, Will Eisner. Oh, my God.
Oh my God. Is that who that is? Is that an Eisner drawing?
That's
Wow.
Will Eisner, right?
It is an Eisner drawing.
Wow.
I did tweak it a little bit.
Oh, you put the hood on? Okay. Yeah.
I did. I put the hood on, and his eyebrows were raised because he was actually surprised.
Jesus. Yeah.
So, but I didn't think your character would be surprised. I thought he'd be an angry little kid. So,
An angry elf.
No, Darius is a good kid. He's the only good person, really. His father is good, but he's the only really good person, in the book. He's not out there wanting to be fucking people up. He just got to.
oh no, I know. I'm just
He's
saying.
trained
I
to
think
fuck people up. But he's a good kid.
I
He's
think
not.
that
He
would
doesn't
be-
drop N bombs. He's not out there being like,
No.
"Yo, man," he ain't doing that shit.
No, this dude.
good kid.
This stretch goal, 8 to 10 page story, because he doesn't drop N bombs and stuff, and it's kind of a prequel when he was like 7 or 8. Could literally be something that whoever backs this could read to their child, because they can't read this book to their child, but they could read that other one as like a picture book.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something to think about.
Yeah, I think that would probably get me thrown off of Indiegogo in about 5 seconds. That image there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But good try, Andy. Good try. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking out. Cancel Andy David. I didn't draw that. I'm just throwing out an idea.
Yeah.
So
Great design cover, too.
I do want to get back to on the Rob Liefeld thing. So do you still get the current stuff Rob does or no?
Occasionally, yeah. I got some of that Deadpool team up issue stuff that he did, where the last Marvel work supposedly. Right. Yeah, I check in his stuff out from time to time. Whenever I get to a shop, I'll be looking for Liefeld stuff. So
then when because I know he has his new Youngblood 1 and 2 coming out November, December for issues 1 and 2. Would you probably pick that up? You think?
Sure. Oh yeah.
See, the thing with Rob,
I'm glad he's doing Youngblood. I don't think he has ownership of Youngblood. I believe that's somebody else. So he's basically borrowing, to the best of my knowledge, his own property, which I guess he did when I drew Youngblood back in the early 2010s. I did Youngblood for Image, but I didn't know that there was another partner in there. So I guess for whatever, I think it's Scott Rosenberg. I don't know. And but anyways, so yeah, somebody else owns it. They're bringing it back for, I don't know. When I did it, I think it was the 20th anniversary, so maybe the 30th. 30.
Yeah,
no,
this is this year.
I don't know where
this year was the 33rd. Yeah, because it came out in 92. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah, they're doing some other thing. I'm glad it's coming back.
The thing with the new, like, okay, what is your favorite era of Rob stuff? Was it the X-Force I was just showing, or is it something after that? Or
I remember getting really excited about his work when he was showing some of the Bloodsport pages, I believe it was, written by a young Mark Miller. I don't even think Mark Miller was really a thing at that point. I think it might have been pre.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. I think that might have been when Mark was writing Superman stuff.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I remember looking at that art, and I think it was Matt Yackey's colors on the Bloodsport stuff, and he was just drawing. I think shooting it from the pencils and then darkening the pencils, so you get a little bit of that pencil grain grit into it and whatever. I really enjoyed that. But I mean, there are other times, like right around Youngblood, don't know, they're like by the time he got Troll into Youngblood, it's like his style had leveled up. You look at Youngblood 1, and then you look at like where he's at with by the time he introduces the Troll character, the little midget guy with the helmet, and it kept leveling up, and it was a lot of fun to watch. And then I think he got influenced by Travis Ray, like almost everybody else did, and you could see some of that going to his work. And and then when they went back to Marvel, I guess that was okay for the Heroes Reborn stuff. That's where we got the Captain America chest.
Oh yeah. Hey, that original sold for good money.
It did.
For chats for you, Craig69, $2. Thank you. Have you drawn my Gatecrasher cover yet, Billy? I don't even know what he's talking about.
Me neither. If it's the sketch covers, they're not in yet, so I haven't drawn the sketch covers yet.
Oh, okay.
The books all just came in last week, and the stretch goals just came in all today. So
Matt Cisco said he just grabbed the book, so thank you for that, Matt.
Oh, cool. I'm, the thing with Rob stuff now, I still buy it. So like I actually got from his Whatnot Youngblood 1 and 2 giant size Youngblood that he put out.
Is that the Joe Casey Youngblood?
No. This is all the new stuff that, he did giant size Youngblood to debut at San Diego. And then after that, he put it up on his website and you could buy it. And it was kind of his tip of the hat where Youngblood goes to this island, just like in Giant Size X-Men #1. He has them go to this island. They discover a new team, and there are some new characters in it and stuff that he created, and then that'll carry over into future issues of Youngblood as well. So, and then I've got I got the Deadpool team up and Major X, all that. But it's one thing I don't know Rob. I've only communicated with him online, here and there on Facebook. But I really would like to ask him, because his art definitely has changed, like you were saying, John, from that really kind of bombastic Art Adams stuff that was kind of over the top. And then he did gel into his own thing. I mean, you could see he was looking, like you said, at Travis and whatnot, but he was still exaggerating and stuff. But now his figures, and this was even true, I think, for Snake Eyes, do fall into more realistic proportions and stuff. And a part of me is a part of me is that's a conscious decision. And I kind of wonder if I could ask him what I guess made him go, you know what, I'm going to pull back from that really exaggerated I was doing to go more into the
it's probably not a conscious pulling back. He's probably just motivated, inspired by what other people are doing, and just like when he's grabbing George Perez, he said, "I want that in my toolbox." So it's not like he's rejecting.
Oh no, I don't think he's rejecting. In fact, I think because once again, I learned so much from listening to his podcast. I never knew about his history with George Perez and stuff before he got into the business. How he would when George would come to California, he would kind of drive him around to cons, whatnot, and had a friend relationship with him before he broke in, and he was such a fan of George's stuff, along with John Byrne. And what I see more in his stuff now is, in the early stuff, you could really look at it and go, "Oh yeah, he's a fan of Art Adams," right? In the newer stuff he's doing, I can actually look at some of the drawing and go, oh, I can see more George Perez-isms in the work now, and which I think is cool, and I think it's like every artist, we all change through our career and mature and stuff. And, like I said, I dig it because I still buy it, and I still think his stuff has that fun energy about it that a lot of comics are missing.
But it was definitely reined in, by the time he got to the 2000s. I don't think we've seen, maybe we have, and I'm missing it, but I don't think we've seen him do a book with Cable and the monster shoulder pads. So that's something I would like to see a return to, and or even you'd see these old Cables again. He's 9 feet tall, monster shoulder pads, and then he's got a fucking spacesuit on, and it's looks like it's some manga stuff. It's a massive suit, massive leggings and knee pads and boots. Kind of like people have said that this was like inspiration for, what is it, like, I don't know if it's like 40K, the War Hammer.
Oh, right.
So, yeah. So, Rob was doing these big, massive suits with these big, massive guns. And then you got a larger proportion, but, a humanoid inside of these things. I'm sure it inspired a lot of people. It's so much fun to look at, to try to draw those things.
Well, a book that he did that he didn't. The thing with Rob is he definitely kind of bounces around with stuff, and he put out rejects, right?
Mm-hmm.
He put out, I think, 2 issues, a 0 issue and a number 1. And I've got those. I've got some of the variant covers and stuff, and I really like the character designs in it. And then it didn't go anywhere, and I was like,
"Yeah, that's Rob's Achilles heel, is just the follow through on the thing." So even when I worked on Youngblood, John McLaughlin, I think this guy he wrote Black Swan or something along those lines, and we went on for, I don't know, 4 or 5 issues, and then at some point he was leaving and Rob was coming in to take it into a new direction. I'm like, I don't think we kind of wrap this direction up. So now we're just, next issue, we're going into this other kind of thing with Chapel, which I love because I got to legitimately draw Spawn in an Image comic, and I was like, hell yeah, where he's got the fucking lacing across the face, and so I was like, yeah, this is really fucking cool. But it didn't end, and then the book was over, and when John McLaughlin was leaving, I told Rob, I'm like, let me write it. Just let me do this. And he's like, well, I'm gonna do this, and then you can whatever. But clearly it never got far enough for me to go over and do it, because I had a whole idea it was going to be fucking killer, which I would still do to this day. Like, Rob is one of the guys, if he's like, John, you want to do Youngblood, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's
man, I would love,
so,
I would love if he had you do just even a variant cover. I'd be all over that.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Travis Perrick for $2 says, Billy, can you ring that bell, por favor?
Oh, heck yes.
Well, it's funny. So, like, we were talking about Rob stuff in the early 2000s. He did the X-Force miniseries, and like, this is still good exaggerated proportions, but like you said, he doesn't have those gigantic shoulder pads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What year is this?
This is like 2003.
Yeah, 2003, 4, and it's shot from his pencil.
Cable's got a full head of hair now. He's not the old man. He's still rugged, but all that hair is back. He doesn't have that widow's peak crazy thing going on. And then this one was this was a story where it actually had an end, but by the time it got to the end, they wrapped it up in like 3 pages or something. Like, there's a big battle over. It's like, oh, okay. And I think Cable's dead.
It did. It wrapped.
Look at that face right there. See, Rob, that Cable face. Rob is so fucking good. Like, at drawing his faces. Like, even when Danny Mickey was inking him, he wouldn't let Danny touch the faces for possibly ever. I don't know if Danny ever got back to. I remember Danny Mickey saying, "Hey, Rob, can I ink faces now?" And then Rob was like, "Yeah, but I don't know if it ever actually happened."
I don't know. Yeah. Harkening back to his podcast again, Rob will mention a few times how when it came to inking, he was always inking his own faces. So.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. One small little on an eyebrow, and the emotion is changing.
Oh yeah.
The shapes. You can turn a frown into a smile with just one itty bit. One little 16th of an inch.
Character and cross-eyed.
Yeah, it's different. Cross-eyed characters. Yeah,
dude.
It's funny. One thing, and I've said this before to artists, and it really drives them kind of crazy, because they're like, "Oh my God, how could you even say Rob's name in the same vein as the artist I want to mention?" But I go, "Well, it's easy. It's so the bag on Rob is, oh, he doesn't draw that well, blah blah blah, whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's exciting to look at. I think it's fun. It's dynamic, and no disrespect, but you look at Kirby's work when he came back to Marvel and stuff on like Captain America, even like New Gods and stuff. At that point, Kirby had that stylized, those stylized blocky figures, you know.
Mhm.
And I mean, once again, I love Jack Kirby's work. I've got all that stuff, but you can't say, well, Rob doesn't draw that well, when at least looking at some of Rob's stuff, I go, well, there's the bicep, there's the pecs, there's the abs, there's the thigh muscle, you know, the quads, whatever. And then say you love Jack Kirby when you can't even make out really anatomy because it's so stylized.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing is it's like, well, if you don't have a problem with Jack, and I'm not talking from the innovative standpoint and all that stuff, just from a drawing standpoint, Jack's stuff was dynamic. It was fun to look at. It was exciting. And to me, the thing is, Rob's doing that too. But the thing, when I was a kid growing up, obviously there was no Rob. It was Jack. I like Jack's stuff, but the reason I gravitated more towards a John Buscema or a Joe Kubert was because they didn't stick to just 6-panel grids and 4-panel grids. And that was the thing about Jack's stuff, that I know he was doing it that way because he could draw a lot faster when he was like, it's a 6-panel page, 6-panel grid. It's a 4-panel page, 4-panel grid. It takes a lot of the thought process, or it saves a lot of time in the thought process when you're just doing a grid compared to,
like always, like you only wear a black t-shirt because it saves you minutes from having to figure out what you're going to wear that day. Right.
Right. So like, I like Jack's stuff, but I'd rather look at Joe Kubert because Joe would get more innovative with the layouts, you know? And that's what I'm saying. It's like Rob, that's why it never, when somebody would just go, hey, he doesn't draw that well, I'm like, yeah, tell that to a 12-year-old that's looking at it. And I think that's the problem is like in the business, talking to other pros sometimes is they get too wrapped up into it. And it's like, dude, but step out of yourself. Like try to look at this stuff, not knowing what you know. Right.
Yeah. The thing is, you know, if Rob wasn't as successful as he was, you know, there wouldn't be half the shit he gets, you know, because you would just say, hey, he's not my cup of tea and move on. The problem is he was super successful. Not even not kind of successful, extremely successful.
Extremely, yeah.
100%. And people will never forgive him for that. But also that's the price of being successful. You're gonna have people that are always going to hate on what you're doing. This ain't right, that ain't right, but it's selling way better than almost anybody else out there.
Yep.
So
even now when he does things, I mean, look at he's getting $75 a signature or something like that.
Oh, dude, his sales. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we, you know, obviously the three of us, we do crowdfunding and stuff, and Rob's just like, no, I don't do that. I just sell directly through Whatnot, my website, with the new Youngbloods and the Last Blood book that he's doing as well. And I mean, he's just crushing that stuff with sales.
Yeah. And I think he probably just does that because I think ultimately he just loves comics, man.
He does.
I don't think Rob needs that to pay the fucking bills. I think Deadpool is more than pay all Rob's bills. You know, so you know he gets up there and he wants to be involved in comics. Like that's great. I wish Todd would want to be, you know, still so involved where he was drawing an occasional book, even if it was once every 5-10 years, you know. Now I want it every 2 years because we've gone way too long without any serious Todd efforts out there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, God, Todd hasn't done anything in, I mean, forever.
Yeah.
Last thing. I mean,
and everybody, I remember there was a time, I don't know, 10 years ago, people were just like, Todd. He's going to come back. And it's like, nah, he's,
No.
I don't think he's ever coming back.
Nope. I think the most he'll do is just every now and then for one of his Spawn books go, that's cool, I'm going to ink that cover. You know, not even.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, inking and writing. I don't know what he's doing on Spawn these days, but you know, I at least respected that. You know, he kept writing and he kept inking for, you know, a good long time. But I mean, honestly, when Greg Capullo took over, I had zero interest. I did not like his stuff. Did not like his stuff at all. I still don't even really like his stuff. I mean, it's okay. I respect that he's fucking drawing, you know, but it's just it doesn't do anything for me.
What about because he did definitely get Greg's stuff did get darker when he took over Spawn. What did you think of his X-Force stuff? Did you get that?
I'm trying to remember. No, I don't think I did, because when these guys, when the Exodus happened, I went with them.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I didn't care about any of these books. I didn't keep buying Spider-Man. I didn't keep buying X-Force, or X-Men. I was just like, zoop, I'm over here, and these are my comics. Because I was an art first guy.
Yeah, no,
you know, like I got into comics because I like to draw.
Yeah.
And it was an expansion from drawing Ninja Turtles for my little brother from his coloring books, and then with my older brother stealing a bunch of comics, and then I'm like, oh, these are better than coloring books.
Right.
So that the writing of it was always kind of second.
Oh yeah,
if
no,
not
dude,
third.
I'm right there with you. People ask me because I'm still a Wednesday guy, go to the comic shop, whatever. And people are like, well, what do you get on a regular monthly basis? And I go, not really much. I mean, I do get two things. I get G.I. Joe and Transformers now, but beyond that, I still get stuff, but it's art. It's because of the art. I don't, I'll buy an issue of something right in the middle of a storyline if I like the art and read it and be like, that's cool. But if it's a different artist the next month, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. You know?
Yeah.
Where do you
I've
put,
just never been a big fan of Capullo. You know, more power to him. People do like him, you know, whatever, you know, but
it's tough. You talk about Todd, right? And you'd love a book every 2 years, maybe something, but look how hard it is for us, you know? When you write, when you draw, when you run a company, you got to order all these stretch goals. You got to, you know, edit your book, check for mistakes, etc. I mean, promote, right? Promote's a big part, throwing ourselves out there. So imagine him with his toy line, with new toys coming in, and Spawn still coming out every month, right?
It's got to be a living hell. It's not even just though. It's dealing with making sure the motherfuckers are showing up. You know, like you know, just from my time as being a self-publisher, it's like, you know, when you open your doors to other creatives and they're disappearing on you, you know, like it's a fucking pain in the ass. I think Brett Booth is working for him now.
Yeah, Brett's
drawing
now.
Spawn, so that's good. I think Brett Booth is like just a timely guy. I think he just does the work. I could be wrong. I don't really know, but that's always been my impression of him. You need work done, get Brett Booth to do it. You know, he'll get it done, and you know, it's gonna look slick. It's gonna have a nice little thing. I think Adelso, Corona.
Yeah, Adelso's inking it.
Is still inking him. So yeah, great, good team.
I think Adelso was on it before Brett when Carlo Barbieri, I think that's how you say it, was drawing it. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Brett's been doing it, and yeah, I mean, it looks great. You know, Brett was on monthly stuff at DC. Obviously, Wildstorm he was, then DC, and yeah, he's a monthly guy, so yeah, he can do it, no problem. I think.
Yeah, Adelso. I've known of Adelso. We're not friends or anything, but we were all on like the Rob message boards, like way back.
Oh no shit,
so,
really?
Yeah. So it's nice to see him having work. You know, I don't know if it's success, but you know, him having work, it's great.
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said, Rob, the enthusiasm with Rob, and once again, it's one of the reasons I do listen when his stuff is 2 episodes drop a week, because his enthusiasm for comics is infectious. I mean, like, if you're like, I'm having a hard time getting motivated today, and his podcast drop, just listen to it. It doesn't even matter what the subject is, because by the end of it, you'll be like, I don't draw some comics now.
Yeah.
You know, that's Rob. It just comes through. And
yeah, he's great.
And yeah, Todd does have obviously Todd's company is huge with the toys and everything. But I think if Todd really wanted to draw something, even if it was 2 books a year, he would. I just don't think he wants to.
Yeah. You know, look, man, I think Todd could have a great destiny still if he fucking, like, Disney or somebody came at him and said, run Marvel. You know, just run it for us. bring in whatever talent, do whatever you gotta do, man. Save this ship. You know, I think that's something I think we can still hopefully pray for that might happen one day, seeing Todd there. And then to see Todd just fucking bring in like, you know, Silvestri and fucking Rob and like one last hurrah, you know.
Could you see if did you get the Silvestri Batman?
Yeah, I have one of those things. Yeah, I got the hardcover. I think it was. Yeah.
They need to reprint that in black and white. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, weren't they doing that? I thought they were doing that.
Yeah. They put out the first 3. It's either 2 or 3 issues, you know, stapled black and white. But why they haven't done like an oversized hardcover black and white? They did it in France because I saw I think it was Tyler Kirkham did a video on it because he ordered it from like, you know, Amazon France or whatever. It's like 2 years ago. And I was like, holy shit. So I went and ordered it. And it was like, okay, it's going to take like 6 months. And I'm like, what? Why is it going to take 6 months? It's literally, it didn't say pre-order. It's in stock just over in France. So I'm like, okay. And this is like a year and a half ago. So I ordered it. And kind of like, even when I back stuff, I kind of order and I forget about it. And it's something made me think about it
because then you get a surprise at your door or something.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, comics, cool.
So something made me think about it again. So I went to, you know, because you can't just check your Amazon website. You have to go to their France website. So I went to it and my order was canceled. They just boom, canceled, no reason. And I was like, okay, well, Tyler got one. Good for him. So I don't know, but it was funny because back, you know, you mentioned how your top 3 were my memory, Todd, Rob, Jim. Silvestri 4 or
yeah, I mean, I got a place for everybody, you know. And
what's your top 5? Let's go 5.
That would be almost impossible. I mean, Pertassio's in there.
Okay.
Silvestri. I mean, Sheree or Charist, which I'm just now learning it's now being pronounced Charist again because he told everybody in the 90s it was Sheree.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
I did too.
Yeah, but apparently he went on, I think, Mark Miller's, and he said that he just made that up and it's actually Charist. So, but I don't know, Wizard, somebody picked it up, went with it, and everyone's called them Sheree for. Could
you imagine if Art Taber came out and goes, guys, I've been fucking with you the whole time. It's literally Thibbert. Why would you think it's Taber? It's Thibbert. Can you not read you?
Do you guys want to know a secret? It's not she, it's Shy.
I knew it.
Oh my God.
I fuck with everybody about that.
All these years.
All these years. No, it's she. But that's a long running joke. Whenever anyone says, is it she or Shy? They ask me, I'm like, no, it's Shy. See, I told you. And they would.
Well, wait, Billy, on one of our shows, we were talking, and was it you saying we were pronouncing Morbius wrong? Mobius, I mean.
Moebius.
Moebius. All right.
Oh, the artist, the French guy, maybe Moebius?
Moebius. That's how you say his name, Moebius, not Mobius. It's Moebius. And they go, okay, now all of a sudden I'm the fucking pretentious one, John.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden.
Always Billy.
Always me, right?
Well, it's not Tucci, it's Tukey. But you always started going with Tucci. So,
yeah.
You know. Well, cool, man. Well, we'll wrap it up because the gray beards is starting here. But before we do that, of course, I'm going to pull up Lilineth Infernal Conflict, which Mr. Malin does have a tie to. And since I'm running this, I can show his cover.
Hey, he hit 30 grand. Nice. Good night.
He knocked out of the park. Right here. There it is.
Look at that.
John, you did I don't think we've only talked online, but man, you rock this, brother.
Thanks.
I don't know
this one was subliminal swipe. So I actually credited Jim Lee just to cover it, just in case people are like, "Yeah, it reminds me of one of the X-Men covers where Jean Grey is being knocked by Archangel, and in the background, almost where that redheaded chick is Colossus, and he is reaching out.
I know that cover.
Yeah, so I'm like, when I did this, I'm like, well, after Andy picked this, I was drawing it, And I'm high as a kite. I'm just rolling with it. And I look at it. I'm like, this might be kind of close to the Jim Lee's thing. And so I just gave Jim Lee after Jim in there. So, or after.
I saw that too. And I was like, I think I even asked Dennis, because Dennis is the X-Men guy. And I have that issue you're talking about now that you said it, because I think that cover had a bunch of speed lines on it as well.
Yes.
Archangel was, yeah. And the funny thing is, I believe the interior of that issue is drawn by Wills.
Oh, okay.
But point is, I asked Dennis. I'm like, Dennis, you're the X-Men guy. What is he talking about? Dennis was like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it was a Jim Lee cover. Yeah, I think it was a Wills interior story. I'm not sure.
Now I'm going to go out on a limb.
Ballpark. It was in the ballpark, and I was just like, whatever. If any haters are out there, I'm just going to say after Jim.
I'm going to go out on a limb
for Jim Lee's artwork, and
So. I think I know the answer to this. This is all digital, isn't it? This isn't on original. This isn't on paper, right?
Yeah, I always draw digital.
Damn it! Because that's another thing I told Dennis. I was like, I know this is digital, but a part of me is thinking maybe it is on paper, and I could afford it.
The line art, yeah.
But so, guys, you can get Mr. Malin's cover here, and if you get Lilineth's big box, exclusive to the box is his black and white line art cover with no logo or anything. And that is only in the box. So go get that, guys, and just soak in that beautiful line work and stuff that John did. And then added last night for the 60-day closeout, we added the Lilineth t-shirt based on the homage cover. And of course, take your pick of black, charcoal gray, or white and get that. Also now in the box, I got to make sure I click on the right one. These little thumbnails are so small. The foil cover we're doing with my cover, that is also now included in the box. So if you already got it, the box, you're getting something more. If you haven't got the box yet, you're saving even more money. So go check that out. And let's see. Calendars are in the house. So I'm going to start hopefully getting those in the mail for the people that back the calendar. So go get the calendar so you can get it in the mail before January and start your new year looking at Kor-Drath every month next year. And then the limited edition newsprint edition of Lilineth Infernal Conflict. It's stapled. It's on newsprint. It is even colored differently to give you that nice throwback feel. Totally different cover only on this edition of the book. So I believe there's 27 of those left because it's out of 100. So go get that. And thank you all to those of you that backed it last night and stuff. Really appreciate it. Let's keep it going. There's the main cover by me. And go check it out, guys. Really appreciate it. Sean says, I got the retro, but I might pick the Malin. How long? It's in demand. It's going to be up there for a while. I am working on the book, so it'll be up there. And Katie did. Thank you so much. I heard you down some wine last night. I really appreciate that, Katie. Taking one for the team, guzzling some wine. So thanks a lot, Katie. I have to come on your channel again now and thank you. So thanks a lot.
I got some news if I can announce it real quick too.
Of course you can. Go right ahead.
And if you guys wouldn't mind, I talked to you about this, Andy. You knew that. So the Pop XP, our channel with Niall and I, Niall's kind of hoping to come back, but he's just so busy. He runs a massive construction company. So the Pop XP, I said, I'll take it over. So the Pop XP is now, it's officially titled Billy Tucci's Pop XP. So it's my channel now. So I love that. It's going to be have all the CG guys on. I'd love to have you guys on to promote your books. I'm going to start doing that now because a lot of it was me and Niall had a bunch of shows on it. And now it's going to be more focus on our stuff. And I'd love that, John, with your book, to have you on. And you've always, been nice to me and having me on. And if I can
more than happy to come on. Yeah.
Fans. And Andy, as I told you, we'll get some Lilineth on there too.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a piss on that show, inviting people on. It's going to be like a party. So
nice.
We start in October this month. We start Billy Tucci's Pop XP.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. That is it. Go check out Graybeards next week. Hopefully Dennis will be back and his stupid kidney infection will be gone. He needs to man up. And John, I'm hoping I'm pulling for Detroit. What is their record now?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm a fair weather fan. You know,
Oh, okay.
Once they start whatever getting to Super Bowls and whatever, then I'll pay attention.
Oh, okay.
I'll wear the
Okay.
hats when I know they're winning. You know.
I think you guys are in the playoffs too, baseball.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. We're in the playoffs.
Oh, I have no idea when it comes to
I gotta
baseball.
get my Detroit hat out.
There you go. Hey, if it's not a beanie, John, you can't wear it on air. So
Yeah.
that's-
Oh man, I wish they had better beanies. Let me tell you.
those are the
don't.
rules. All right, guys, hang back. I'm going to end it. Thanks, guys. Go back, Lilineth. Go back, Black Riding Hood, and check out. I just showed the link. The Ron Ashcan pre-sale on the site, Billy's site.
Great
Until next time.
John, too. Great launch, bro.
Oh,
There
thank
you
you.
go. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone for their support on the launch. Appreciate it. Katie did out there working hard.
Oh yeah.
Hasn't gone unnoticed. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
buddy.
Bye bye.